I really appreciated the spirit of openness, friendliness that absolutely was part of the community, including the hospital. A real collegiality. People are, in my opinion, friendly, warm people.
The variety and breadth of mentors that were available to me. So everybody having a little bit different background and approach allowed me to kind of pick and choose and form the palliative care physician that I am today. And that was really something that I felt was strong about this program and a little bit unique to some of the other places that I interviewed at.
The fact that fellowship was purely dedicated to train the fellows and provide excellent patient care. I think it all stems from having Dr. Liao as our program director. He's one of the most dedicated physicians that I've ever worked with. I don't remember needing to do any kinds of scud work, so to speak. And I really appreciated that. Every day I was there, it was to be a better healthcare physician, and it was excellent to feel that way. Feel that I'm not there to do, the scud work. I'm purely there to provide patient care and to learn.
So I think having the balance of academic experience and training and community experience and training was good. As I recall, the UCI program had a lot of flexibility. I remember that I had time to do the other things I needed to do. They allowed me to do some moonlighting. There was flexibility in terms of what I want to do for a thesis. And that was obviously very much appreciated. And I think one of the other things that stands out about the UCI palliative care program is that it's well respected in the hospital. There's a lot of reasons for that. I think the primary reason is that Dr. Liao himself is very well respected. He's boarded in multiple specialties, and he's really created a niche for palliative care at the hospital where it's respected and valued. And that's not always the case. And it's very nice when you're in a training program to have palliative care be respected and not be fighting for a place at the table, but to have it be assumed and understood that palliative care is important to the work of the hospital, so that you're not fighting the battle to get in the door. You're invited in the door, and then you can do the work.
The program took care of its trainees. I think that there was a family atmosphere and a great amount of collegiality.
To say I really enjoyed that you really get a taste for different settings in just the right amount. So you get 2 months of hospice experience, which I think 2 to 3 months is pretty adequate to get some kind of good idea of what hospice is like. And you get that continuity clinic throughout the year, but you also get inpatient palliative care settings in multiple settings. So UCI, you have your tertiary academic center where you have tons of residents, tons of fellows, a lot of learning, but you also have the most complex cases. Whereas you have Hoag, which is a private hospital, different patient population, a community base where even though you're a fellow, you almost act as the attending because there are no other fellows or residents there. I think there's maybe just 2 other fellowships, but they're really not interacting with you. So you function more like an attending over there, whereas in the UCI setting, you may have a more academic role. And then finally, in the VA setting, that's, I think, a really important thing to have a taste of because the VA is a really great model on palliative care and hospice, and they also have their own inpatient unit. I personally was not a huge fan of the VA being a huge foundation of my fellowship, and I found that a lot of the fellowships had a significant number of months or their time at the VA, and I preferred to have just a taste of the different settings. And then finally, having the 1 month long rotation in a pediatric setting was also something that really stood out and was important to me in this fellowship.
What I liked most about the program is variety. You spend a few months here at UCI, but you're also at Hoag Hospital, you're at the VA, you do a 2-month rotation out with Vitas Healthcare, and it's never the same thing every day. It's always something different, always something new to learn.
I like that the focus is on the fellows' education, that we're not here primarily to work and help with the patient load, but to learn. And so that means that we have the freedom to follow patients that we find have educational value, and we get protected time to go to lectures, and it also helps us with quality of life, in that we're not on call all the time, we're not on call overnight, so that's very helpful.